Snerdley came to me breathlessly, looking for guidance, as I'm sure many of you are too. Do you think we should go to the mat stopping Sotomayor? Do you think we ought to go to the wall to oppose her? And I said, absolutely we should. Once again, an opportunity to draw the distinct contrast that exists today between the conservatives and those in the Republican Party to President Obama. I doubt that Sotomayor can be stopped. She should be. She is a horrible pick. She is the antithesis of a judge. By her own admission and in her own words, she has been overturned 80% by the Supreme Court. She may as well be on the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals, given all the time she's overturned. She has been reprimanded by a truly strong Hispanic judge, Jose Cabranes. She has been rebuked in writing by Cabranes for opinions that she wrote that had no bearing on the constitutional issues before her in the case that was being decided. Details on that coming up. But here is why, even though she may not be able to be stopped, here is why Sonya Sotomayor needs to be opposed by the Republicans as far as they can take it. Because the American people need to know who Barack Obama really is. And his choice of Sonya Sotomayor tells everybody, if we will tell the story of her, who he is. He got up in his announcement and said everything about her that isn't true. That she's great constitutionalist, that she doesn't use personal opinion, that she understands what her role is and the oath is of a Supreme Court justice. She has done just the opposite of that. She is a hack, like he is a hack, in the sense that the court is a place to be used to make policy, not to adjudicate cases, not to adjudicate constitutional law, but to make policy. She's even admitted it. We'll grab soundbite number one. This is 2005 in Durham, North Carolina, at Duke, the School of Law there, during a panel discussion about the Court of Appeals. This is what Judge Sonya Sotomayor had to say.
All of the legal defense funds out there, they're looking for people with Court of Appeals experience, because Court of Appeals is where policy is made. And I know this is on tape, and I should never say that because we don't make law. I know. Okay, I know. I'm not promoting it, and I'm not advocating it.
Well, there you have it. I mean, she makes light of it and makes jokes about what she determines her purpose to be as someone who makes. So she is the embodiment of the criticism of a judge or a justice who is all wrong for the highest court in the land. So, of course, the Republican Party should go to the mat on this, because in the process of doing so, the American people will find out more about Barack Obama and who he really is, what he really believes in. And this choice helps to tell the real story of Barack Obama. This is a debate worth having. She stands for policymaking. Her defenders have said two things that are incompatible. I've been watching TV this morning, and her defenders have said two things that are incompatible when you take them together. No, she doesn't believe in policymaking from the bench, as her words were taken out of context. No, her words were taken out. You just heard her words. Listen to it again. Here's audio soundbite number one. We got liberal defenders on TV this morning. No, she's been taken out of context there. She doesn't believe in policymaking.
All of the legal defense funds out there, they're looking for people with Court of Appeals experience, because Court of Appeals is where policy is made. And I know this is on tape, and I should never say that because we don't make law. I know. Okay, I know. I'm not promoting it, and I'm not advocating it.
She's just telling her audience what they want to believe. I mean, the audience is laughing because she's let the cat out of the bag, but they know nothing is going to come of it because she's just being honest. She's being honest about her. There's nothing out of context here whatsoever. So her liberal defenders on TV today have said two things are incompatible when you take them together. They've said that she's being taken out of context. She does not believe in policymaking. And they're also saying that every justice and every decision is about policymaking. I've watched it all this morning, and the defenders of Sonya Sotomayor have come out of the ballpark. Now, all over the ballpark, from all over the place. And they're contradicting themselves. I mean, this is why this is actually a good choice in a I mean, do I want her to fail? Yeah. Do I want her to fail to get on the court? Yes, she'd be a disaster on the court. Do I still want Obama to fail as president? Yeah, AP, you getting this? He's going to fail anyway, but the sooner the better here so that as little damage can be done to the country. Now, I also want to talk what I think the Republicans are going to do with this as opposed to what they should do, because I think those are two entirely different things. There's a big source of controversy with Sonya Sotomayor, and it's I don't know if it's going to be brought up. Somebody, I'm sure Jeff Sessions or somebody on our side, the Judiciary Committee, will bring it up. And one of the focal points is going to be her conduct in the New Haven, Connecticut firefighter case that is at present on appeal at the Supreme Court. The name of the case is Ricci versus De Stefano. And in this case, Sonya Sotomayor sided with the city of New Haven that was alleged to have used racially discriminatory practices to deny promotion to firefighters. She sided with them. Sotomayor joined a per curiam opinion that went so far as to bury the white firefighters' crucial claims of unfair treatment. And this is the case that Judge Jose Cabranes, a Clinton appointee, chastised Sonya Sotomayor in writing for apparently missing the entire host of constitutional issues that were before the court. And Cabranes is a Clinton appointee. According to Judge Cabranes, Sotomayor's opinion, quote, contains no reference whatsoever to the constitutional claims at the core of this case, and its perfunctory disposition rests uneasily with the weighty issues presented by this appeal. Even Richard Cohen in the Washington Post, a liberal columnist, wrote of his dissatisfaction with this case. He said, Ricci's not just a legal case, but a man who has been deprived of the pursuit of happiness on account of race. Here's the irony. This case is under review right now at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's opinion is expected by the end of June, when David Souter, the judge that Sotomayor is scheduled to replace, will leave. So it'll be fascinating to see what the Supreme Court does in this case where a liberal Democrat judge appointed by Clinton chastised her in writing. In another example of Sotomayor's judicial philosophy, she stated in a 2002 speech at Berkeley that she believes it is appropriate for a judge to consider, quote, their experiences as women and people of color, unquote, which she believes should, quote, affect our decisions, unquote. Yet Obama's up there talking about how she's superb at interpreting the law. She just said, and she said it numerous times, she is not about interpreting the law. She's about making policy from an extreme, radical left-wing position. This is not, and Obama talks about we need people with empathy. It's not even about empathy, folks. That's just cover. He just wants one of his own on the court to do his dirty work from the highest court in the land, and she fits the bill. She went on to say in that same speech at Berkeley, quote, I would hope that a wise Latina woman with the richness of her experience would be more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male who hasn't lived that life, unquote. She restated her commitment to that unlawful judicial philosophy at a speech she gave at Duke, where you just heard the audio soundbite. The Court of Appeals is where policy is made. So here you have a racist. You might want to soften that, and you might want to say a reverse racist. And the libs, of course, say the minorities cannot be racists because they don't have the power to implement their racism. Well, those days are gone because reverse racists certainly do have the power to implement their power. Obama is the greatest living example of a reverse racist, and now he's appointed one. You getting this, AP? Sonya Sotomayor to the U.S. Supreme Court.